Okay, I'll call to order the U.S. Executive Board open session meeting for August 15th, 2023. Call the roll. This is Randy Bauer. I'm president. Vice President Kevin Pryor. President raised his hand. Vice President of Finance Chuck Ira.
Present.
Sorry, I was muted. Present.
And I think we lost him.
Guess it'll be a short meeting.
So Kevin, do you want to pick up where he left off?
No, he's back.
Vice President of Finance, Chuck Unruh.
Present.
Present. All right. And Secretary Mike Hoffhauer. Right. See, John Fernandez, a delegate at large, board member at large, John Fernandez.
Present.
And Leela Dakan.
Present.
Did I say it right?
You're getting better and better, Randy.
I'm getting closer. Okay. Vish. Yeah. Board member at large Vish. Board member at large David Hayter.
Here.
And Executive Director Carol Moss.
It's
Here.
Lakshmana Visvana.
You've been practicing.
I've been practicing. Yeah. Well, thank you, Kevin, for taking over. I don't know. This may happen again, but I hope I can hang in here. So the next order of business is disclosure of any new conflicts of interest. Leela and Vish, this is a requirement for each board meeting. I assume that you have both filled out the conflict of interest statement for the executive board, right?
We
Okay,
have.
so does anybody have any new conflicts? I saw the nods. Okay, hearing none. Did we have meetings from the, or excuse me, minutes from the executive board meeting, the last one at the delegates meeting, the 6 p.m. one?
So we do have minutes. They haven't been circulated. We're waiting for the minutes from the last board member. There's some language on a motion that Rose is trying to lock down. I think, John, she may have reached out to you.
She should have mine if was the entirety of the holdup.
Okay. So we'll put those on the portal for everybody to vote on.
Yeah, that's fine, or whatever. Next on the agenda is finance report. Vice President of Finance Chuck Unruh, would you care to report for us?
Yes. We have some rough numbers in for July. July and June also appear to remain strong as far as membership. I saw in there we're like within budget, and the final number though we're ahead by 153,000 surplus, and that's unusual for summer. So August will be a telling time as far as our expenses and the normal seasonal drag that we have on our finances. But so far, so good for the first 2 months. Then, of course, we received our quarterly dashboard, our yearly dashboard, and it's distorted in the center, of course, by COVID, the year. But in between that, we had $651,000 worth of surplus in the 22 year, and the 21 year was 11. And then before that, we had 1.1 million worth of surplus. Of course, as stated during the US Open and the delegates meeting, we will spend a considerable amount of our cash this year on IT upgrades. And it's a necessity. Carol, would you like to add anything from?
The only thing
Payroll?
I'll add is that the audited financials, we have not seen a draft since the draft we circulated at the US Open. So there were some minor changes to the comments, the financial notes that we asked to be made. And so once we get the next draft, which I think will be near final, we'll circulate it to the audit committee and the board. And then I understand that the 990 is also in preparation. So I imagine both those things will come to us about the same time. And it sounds like they're closing in on making everything final, which is a huge relief that we're not chasing it into November or December this year.
Very much so. Did you notice the dashboards within $5,000 of the draft audit? So we have two somewhat independent reports coming in. So I think the number is going to be fairly firm. And so we'll finish last year with a surplus. That's my report. Steady as it goes. Markets are good. And finances were very, very solid. Any questions?
Any questions? That's what I was going to ask.
Is that AI talking?
Yeah, Randy, we didn't understand anything you said.
Well, that's going to be a problem. So you can't understand me, is that right?
You're better. You're a little bit better.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll hope for the best. So if there aren't any questions, then that's the end of open session. We'll go to close. We are back in open session, and I am only on the phone because I've had internet problems. So we've had a lengthy and useful discussion on a number of issues. Particularly, we had discussion related to the 2024 Pan Am Youth Hotel contract, and I believe there is a motion coming to that. Mike, do you have that motion?
Yes, Mr. President. The motion is as follows. The executive board moves to adopt the contract with Rosen Shingle Creek for the 2024 Pan American Youth Chess Championship.
Heard the motion. Is there discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor of the motion say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Did I hear? Whoops. Were there any opposed?
No.
No opposed. Any? Okay. And no abstains. Motion passes 8-0. Let's see. Mike, I think you were going to make mention related to the discussion of the scholastic regulations.
You're on mute, Mike.
Thanks, Kevin. Yes, Mr. President, I just wanted to inform the members that are listening to our recording tonight that the Scholastic Council is working closely with the Director of Events and his staff to finalize the scholastic regulations for 23-24. We expect those to be out and published before the 1st of September with an effective date of 1 September. The big change that's going to be in those regulations this year, the single biggest change is that unless for an event where like our national scholastic tournaments that's the grade nationals in December and then the spring nationals in March, April, and May, that for those series of events, unless it is announced otherwise, that there will be then there will be no on-site registrations at all, period. So all registrations will have to occur online by a cutoff date that is before the start of the tournament, and that on-site registrations will not be allowed unless it is otherwise specified for that specific event. So that's the big change, that's going to be coming. But again, like I said, we expect to get those. I expect to get those. David Hayter and I, as the two liaisons to the Scholastic Council, expect to get those updated regulations here in the next week or so, and then we'll present them to the board, and the board will look at them and vote on them. But they'll be in effect starting 1 September. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate all the work that
you and David and the Scholastic Council have done. I mean, our Scholastic tournaments are literally some of our crown jewels in US chess. And those regulations that you all work so hard on are what make that tournament work. So thank you all. Is there any other business to come before the board? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Seconded.
And seconded? And seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you all.
Hey, Carol,